Hey everybody, and welcome to my look at a new mod that I've been working on called Expanded Plates. This gives you a bunch of, as you can see, pressure plates for the game. Let's take a look at how things work. One of the first things I want to show you is that there's a new ore that's introduced with the mod, and it's called alluvium ore. Now, alluvium ore you can find around places where you'll see sand, the water's edge, around the oceans or lakes or streams or whatever, ponds or puddles. Anywhere you can find sand or gravel, you're going to find some alluvium ore sometimes. It's pretty rare. Once you break alluvium ore with a shovel or similar thing, then what you're going to find is you get alluvium dust. Now, alluvium dust can be made into an ingot, which is obviously called alluvium ingot. And those ingots can be made into several things, like a block or various tools, weapon, or like a sword, or any of these armors. Now, they're kind of weak. They're a little bit right around steel, maybe a little bit under steel. And then what you can do is you can bake the alluvium ingots in an oven and make hardened alluvium, and those are a little bit better. They're not quite diamond, but they're not quite as bad as steel either. Kind of in between. And same thing, you can make different tools, weapon, and you can also make armor with that. Now, one of the tools that I want to point out is the alluvium hammer. That's a little bit different than any of these other tools. That can act as an axe or as a weapon, or can also break things on the ground too as well. But there's another thing here too called a sickle, and let's take a look at that. Actually, let me grab this one too and I'll show you the difference. Basically what this will allow you to do, whoops, I think I have to move it down here, don't I? What this will allow you to do is clear out large areas. And you can see that by right-clicking on a piece of grass or some other thing next to it, it's going to break any plants within the area. Pretty cool for alleviating large areas of tall grass. And the higher level alluvium does a larger area, so this one really clears out really fast. If you use these out of creative mode, they will break eventually. Every time you do this, it does cost you some wear and tear. You can see that it also does leaves. Pretty nifty little tool. I like that one a lot. That's a big pet peeve of mine, is to get rid of all that grass and foliage around my base all the time. So there's all the alluvium things. Now, I've set up a little crafting thing here so I can make them, but I'm not going to show you how to do that. Everybody pretty much knows how to make all these different types of tools, with the one exception being the hammer, but that's pretty easy. It's just one more ingot. Now, the main thing of expanded plates is pressure plates, and we've got some for every type of wood. So you've got acacia and birch, and there's logs for each one too. So you've got dark oak and dark oak log, jungle and jungle log. This one takes the place of a regular wooden pressure plate in Minecraft, so that recipe for a wooden one's gone, but 2 oak planks will make up a oak pressure plate, 2 logs will make up an oak log. Same thing here for spruce. And then on the other side, over here, you've got all the different types of stones. So you've got andesite and polished, diorite and polished, granite and also polished. Then you've got quartz and chisel quartz, sandstone, chiseled sandstone, and also bricks. Now, one of the special plates here is a glass pressure plate. Really easy to make, just 2 pieces of glass put together, but really flimsy. And what you'll find is that they break very easily. So let me grab a few, and I'll show you what I mean. That one didn't even register. Sometimes they don't register, sometimes they do. Sometimes they just crack a little bit. Sometimes they'll actually break. You can see sometimes you get a few uses out of them. So not very handy, but very early on in the game, pretty cool to make. Now, let me put these back. Over here we've got some more specialty plates, and I've got each one labeled. You can see that the cobblestone pressure plate, it only is triggered by animals. So let me grab a couple things here and I'll show you what I mean. For example, I don't trigger it. And a zombie pigman. Whoops. Let me set this to easy here. A zombie pigman also will not trigger it. Get out of here. I know. I'm very scared to hit you, but I can do it in creative mode. But a chicken will. Chicken is an animal, as is a cow. And that triggers it. Get out of here, cow. Yeah! So, next one we've got here, that's a Mossy Cobblestone pressure plate. And that's only triggered by monsters. So you'll see, cow doesn't trigger it. Chicken. Alright, cow. Calm down. Chickens. They don't do it either. Get out of here, chickens. But if you put a zombie pigman on there, yes, that is a monster. That will trigger it. Let's see. We've got a skeleton and a creeper. Let's try a creeper. Get out of here. Creeper. That will trigger it too. I love smacking you. Okay. So let's go back to peaceful. Get rid of those guys, and then come back to easy. Now, this next one is the Obsidian pressure plate. That is only triggered by players, and you can see that I trigger it here, but a creeper? No. A skeleton? No. A zombie pigman? No. A cow? No. Only players. So that's a pretty nifty one, too. That's a standard one. We've seen that in other mods, too, so I kept it the same. Now, the Soul Sand pressure plate is only triggered by zombies. They don't have a soul, so I'm assuming that's probably why that works. So if I were to put a creeper on there, that's not going to trigger it. You can see I have a soul, or at least I'd like to think so. Skeletons, they're not going to trigger it. But any kind of zombie, like a zombie pigman, boom, triggers it. And let me see, do I have another type of zombie here? I thought I had another type of zombie there, but I guess I don't. But that's how that works. Only zombies will trigger that. And then the last one is the Alluvium pressure plate, made with 2 Alluvium ingots, and that is triggered by everything but a player. So you'll see a skeleton triggers it, a creeper would trigger it. Oh, if I got it on there, let me see. Get over there onto there. Push you. See that triggers it? I don't. A cow will. So now we're inundated here with some beings, so let's get rid of those. Okay, I'll put that back on easy, and I'll get these out of my toolbar so they're out of the way. Now over here we've got some more specialty plates: a diamond, an emerald, and a lapis. These are all the gem pressure plates. They all provide light. So if I was to go time set 100. Oh no, I'm sorry. Time set. Let's just do night. Time set night. Now you can see that they put off light. Pretty nice. Each one of these gem ones put off light, and they also repair things. It costs 1 experience point per repair. So in here I've got a golden sword that's been damaged, and I've got some experience, I believe. Let me see. Game. Actually, first let's set time 100. Oops. Time set 100. Get that right. And then game mode, survival. And we'll see that actually I should set this to peaceful so I don't get killed here. Now, I have experience points there, you can see, and I've also got a damaged thing here. So once I step on this, as long as I have experience points, it costs 1 experience point per repair. So you can see it's repaired my weapon, and I've lost an experience point. Pretty nice. Over here we've got the emerald one, and that repairs tools. Same setup. Now I've got a couple of broken tools over here. So once I step on it, boom, my tool is repaired. Now, you'll notice that if I come over here, it's not going to... I have experience points, but I don't have a weapon. And it's not going to repair that. It only works on the emerald for that. Each one only repairs a certain type of thing. This next one is the lapis one, and that only repairs armor. In here I've got a couple pieces of broken armor. Let's put that on. And once I step on it, repaired my armor. Nice way to do it without having to go all out with building a forge and doing all the things that you need to do. So, the next thing that I want to show you in the mod is that you can actually stretch your resources a little bit using these hammers. They're special hammers. So if you're making plates like crazy, or a certain type of plate, these gems or these upper tier ones, and you want to stretch your resources a little bit because you don't have much glass or you don't have much lapis, you can expand it with using one of these hammers. Now I can take the alluvium hammer and a piece of lapis, and it's going to break it in the crafting table into shards. Each time you do this, with each piece you get 4 shards. It does break your hammer a little bit, so you're going to get damaged on your hammer as you use them, and you're going to have to replace those. But now I can make 2 pressure plates with 1 piece of a certain item. Much better than using 2 pieces to make the same thing. If I can get away with stretching 1 into making 2, that's a lot better. Same thing with the hardened one. The alluvium hammer will do this. The hardened will do anything alluvium hammer does, plus these upper tier ones. So this alluvium hammer is not going to break, say, an ender pearl or a diamond or a piece of obsidian. You can see that that gives you 4 shards, but if I swap this out, that's not going to work. These alluvium hammers, without being hardened, are not hard enough to break diamond. Little tip there. So pretty nice that I'm able to make 2 diamond plates out of 1 piece of diamond, stretching my resources really well. So that's a little tip, how to use the alluvium hammer in a better way to stretch your resources. So let's take a look at a couple as I empty out my inventory here. A couple more specialty plates. This first one is a slime pressure plate. That's just made with 2 pieces of slime. And it is pretty normal until, oops, I don't want it snowing here around me. Weather clear. It's kind of cold up here. I don't need the snow. So, this is pretty normal until you actually run across it. Then you get a little bit of a boost. Boing. I thought that was pretty nifty. You can see that other plate exactly what it does now, so nifty little thing. That's the slime pressure plate. Now you saw that just in action right there. Let's break this. That's the web pressure plate. Oh, I gotta fix that name. The web pressure plate will actually slow you down just like a spider web. So that's pretty cool if you have something that you want only a certain amount of things getting through a small area at once. You could put down a web pressure plate, let's say like a mob killing device or machine or something. And those are made with 2 string. Let me go back over here. Whoop. Oh boy. Let me go back over here. 2 string and a piece of slime ball, and that gives you the web pressure plate. And that's about it. That is expanded plates. Just a quick overview of everything that's in the mod. If you like this video, please click that like button. If you want more updates on mods that I'm working on or any of the games that I play, please click subscribe. Make sure you click that bell to get notifications. I'm sure you've all heard that before. I appreciate you watching this video. Hope you liked it, and have a great day.